off the ground, let gravity take me up. As beautiful as it's been, it's time for me to go. I wanna sail away, I wanna feel the weightlessness of my soul. I've gotta go all the way to eternity. I will run all the way to see you. I've gotta go all the way through time and space to find my road to see you. And I'll go. Lift my feet off the ground, let gravity take me up. As beautiful as it's been, it's time for me to go. I wanna sail away, I wanna feel the weightlessness of my soul. I've gotta go all the way to eternity. I will run all the way to see you. I've gotta go all the way through time and space to find my road to see you. And I'll go. And I'll go. And I'll go. Lift my feet off the ground, let gravity take me up. As beautiful as it's been, it's time for me to go. I wanna sail away, I wanna feel the weightlessness of my soul. dancing way up high. We built these walls so we could find who could prove themselves to the waves of time. We're trying to repent before you sin. It's like giving up before you begin. Stars, we're dancing in their light. Past that we could never run. Oh, they were dancing way up high. Stars, we're dancing in their light. Future we will never run. Dirt on our feet was bone dry. It was bone dry. Thought another goal is all we needed. Taking second chances till we bleed. And when all love had been depleted, we had but no choice to concede. As the stars were dancing in their light, past that we could never run. Oh, they were dancing way up high. Stars were dancing in their light. Future we will never run. Dirt on our feet was bone dry. It was bone dry. I think I need therapy. My fear gets the best of me. I can't seem to understand how you do this to me. You've been running in circles inside my head. Wasn't looking for love, but baby, I found you instead. I didn't know I was a casualty until you stopped my heart and you made me see I need love. I need love. I think I need to confess. Saw you in that red dress. I can't seem to understand how you got all that finesse. Still been running in circles inside my head. Wasn't looking for love, but baby, I found you instead. I didn't know I was a casualty until you stopped my heart
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Redirect Monthly number 10. This is a 3v3 Rocket League tournament with 100 euros on the line. I'm one of your casters, Zektek. With me is Alligator. And Alligator, how are we feeling today?
Feeling fantastic, and especially after that intro, I am pumped up. I am so ready for an exciting day of Rocket League action. You know, we've already had this tournament going on in the background for a while, but it's finally to face the music. It's finally to bring these teams into the light. And oh boy, what a matchup we got here. We've got RoundsGG versus Brave Esports. Brave Esports, Zach, formerly Tyrone, who are on a quest to just sweep every event they play in. They've won 3 in a row. They're shooting for 4. They were the #1 seed coming into the event, but they dropped 1 series in the group stage. And now they're technically the 11th seed in the bracket, facing RoundsGG, which are the 3rd seed. This is going to be a banger, isn't it?
Absolutely. Of course, Brave Esports, the Tyrone team coming back, looking for another back-to-back victory. But RoundsGG has a player by the name of Renshiro, who all of you in Europe may recognize as a very well-known bubble player who has gotten to those top rounds there, right before maybe the top 16, not quite top 8, but definitely very prolific, knows how to get his way around the field and around these teams, so it's going to be an absolute banger of a matchup. And it looks like we do have some teams in lobby. So let's get these guys going, and I'm so pumped. This is quarterfinals, and you expect this match for like the grand finals. So, I mean, honestly, whoever team I think wins this is probably gonna take the entire tournament, if I'm not wrong.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but these tournaments, they're always full of surprises, rounds. Technically, according to Wikipedia, they're playing with their sub, Fincy, Renshiro, and Venny, of course. We said some of their best players, Renshiro, one of the best in the entire region, but for the moment, they're starting on the defensive end. It's going to be RoundsGG on the blue side. It's going to be Brave Esports with Jair, Dimi, and Izerk on the orange side, and for the moment it seems like they might have a bit of the initiative.
RoundsGG already downfield, working a lot of this orange half of the field. We see Renshiro working on this ball right now. He's been all in the orange half of the field for most of this game so far. He's getting up in the faces of Brave Esports, now looking for a shot perhaps off the backboards. Double tap is going down, but Dreamy's there for it. Fincy puts it in to finish it off. RoundsGG starts off the scoring.
There we go. We see that play, that almost team double tap. That double tap proper attempt by Renshiro. We said it. Dreamy gets the save, but Fincy is just there to put it in. You know, players at these levels aren't going to miss those kind of shots any day of the week, really. And that might be the double up. There it is for Renshiro so quickly after the first one. They double up their advantage. And this is where, if you're Brave, if you're Tyrone, whatever you want to call them, you got to start thinking, well, we got to stop the bleeding a little bit because, you know, they were doing well. They even had the lead, if you will, the proverbial lead, since it was 0-0. But, you know, they had really control of the ball as the game started, and then they lose it in just, you know, an individual play from Renshiro that Fincy finishes, and then Renshiro himself gets the goal off of the kickoff that maybe should have been the regain opportunity. That's not a great look. You know, some of these players wondering if it's a best of 3 or a best of 5. It can be confusing. We've played a lot of games in these tournaments, and Izerk already trying to get something back, but no cigar just yet for Brave Esports.
Benny on the breakaway play is gonna put one in, and there it is. RoundsGG up by 3, and it seems like they are finding these gaps in the defense, just the space afforded to them, which, I mean, Brave Esports just cannot keep giving. And it looks like it's this change up in speed that RoundsGG has gone for here. Just a little 1-2 stutter step has really thrown Brave Esports off their rhythm.
Yeah, and you've got to wonder, how did that happen? It seemed like Brave, you know, they were so close to getting that offensive play, and almost out of nowhere, RoundsGG just come in and get their 3rd goal. They almost run away with the game, even though there are 3 minutes remaining. It just feels like those 3 goals haven't come from a place of oh yeah, this is close, neck and neck. Every team has had plenty of opportunities. It's 6 shots total for RoundsGG. It is barely 2 for Brave Esports, and that's gonna be a 4th one for Fincy. 4 goals for the team, 4 shots for him individually. Only 50% efficiency, but 100% goal participation. And I don't know, is this a practice lobby? Are we being trolled? April Fool's was already a week ago, almost 2 weeks ago. I don't know what's going on here.
I mean, it's a beautiful job by Venny to spot the blocked net. Know he's got a player center, drop it down, and let Fincy finish that off. And Renchiro right now just working as an amazing third for both these players, filling these gaps and just spotting some of these open nets, just throwing some soft lobs on target, which the teams can then absolutely follow after and just slam into the gaps in the defense right now. So it looks like Brave Esports have to really lock this in here. They're looking a little slow today on the pitch.
They're looking a little slow. It seems like they can't get out of their own half, and even when they do, they're not coordinated. You see all 3 players within touching distance of each other. That's not what you want to see from a team at such a high level, especially because, you know, it might not just mean issues on the field, it might mean issues out of it. That communication might be breaking down, and that's the last thing you want to see on a quarterfinal that, like you said, could very easily be the grand final of this tournament, could very easily have been, you know, the grand match for all the marbles. Instead, it is only quote-unquote a quarterfinal. There are still going to be 2 more games, a best of 5 and a best of 7 to be played for the winner of this, but they'll definitely be, like you said, in a much easier situation considering that they are the 2 highest seeds supposedly coming into this redirect monthly number 10. For the moment, it has been all RoundsGG as they keep pummeling Brave with their offense, and they just don't stop. They can't stop.
Yeah, and there's these speed change up, just letting Brave Esports just fly by this ball. RoundsGG is just happy to just kind of take some of these soft touches, put it into space where the teammates can control it, and then just let Brave Esports just try to chase it down, and can't quite find the angle or way to control this ball for long enough to get a good set of passing plays on this net. Something that we have seen Brave Esports do before, but Dreamy here, off that one, will put it in. The bump on Runstro will clear him out.
Whoa, that was an unexpected touch, and I think a good recovery out of there. That ball had a lot of power in it, and it just barely touches off the corner of Dreamy's car. It skyrockets into the ceiling. And then, you know, that's a good confidence goal. It seems like Brave are finding something for themselves. Here it seems like they were getting something. It seemed, I want to say in the past tense, because as quickly as that goal came, as quickly as that gap was closed ever so slightly, it was opened back up again, this time by Venny getting his 2nd off the game. It is at least 1 goal and 1 assist for every single player in RoundsGG. The only player that doesn't have a full scoreboard is Venny, who doesn't have a save. And just right now, that caster's curse, blessing, I don't know what to call it. Everyone in RoundsGG right now has a full scoreboard, and I think that just speaks volumes to how dominant they've been in this game 1.
Really just covering the entirety of the field, not letting Brave Esports work their way down without it, you know, just challenging it every step of the way, covering every last bit. Almost puts over another one, but RoundsGG will take game number 1 solidly. And man, Fincy, the MVP, but Renshiro, honestly, the one working all the way across the entire field on the saves, the assists, and a goal, that's just really making things come through here. 7 shots. I think it really just speaks to how this team works right now, as Renshiro is just absolutely just dominating that midfield, supporting Fincy and Venny. Well, they are just absolutely tearing it up on the defense and the offense. Brave Esports right now just trying to figure out a way to work around. Now, we saw at the end there, they did get some goals, found a little bit of momentum, and some of that came through on bumps on Renshiro, or some interesting creative taps off the ceiling, off the backboard. And that's what they need to keep doing in order to stay on top of this.
Yeah, and right now we're being told that maybe some players have slight connection issues. You know, sometimes Rocket League just doesn't want to cooperate. We know that servers can get funky here and there, but overall, it was a great performance from both teams, especially like we said, rounds GG, and we don't want to get repetitive, but it was just beautiful, right? That's the level of Rocket League that you want to see from these players. This is as close as it gets to top of the ladder, right? These players are probably going to rock any lobby that they find themselves in. And we're looking right now. You said it, Renshiro, probably the driving force behind the entirety of RoundsGG, but that's not to say that the other two players aren't pulling their own weight. They're very much doing their part to make sure they can get a W, not just in this game, like we said, the entire tournament.
Starting it off here, the redirect by Venny. Again, these connections here just coming through for RoundsGG. A good 50 Renshiro. Again, just putting it in the right spot for his teammates to make these plays. A beautiful 1-2 Taparuni to get in. Starting off the scoring once again. RoundsGG is still on top of this ball.
Yeah, and that was so close for Dreamy to make the save, but it was just that teeny tiniest bit away. I feel like that's been the story of the series, just a teeny tiny bit away, but that's been more than enough for RoundsGG to get the advantage. And you know, those tiny bits, they add up, right? And they do end up making a meaningful difference, and now they were going for another one. They wanted to double their advantage like they did in game one, but Brave Esports, they know what's at stake here. They know they need to get it back. The experience, destruction, annihilation, if you will, in game one. They don't want the same experience in game two. Maybe there's a reset here to be had. Maybe they can find some match, because otherwise, if they lose this one, it would go into game three having to reverse sweep. And yes, it is easier to reverse sweep a best of 5 than it is a best of 7, but it's still a daunting task. It is still 3 games that you have to win without making any mistakes at all, because any mistakes that you make are going to be harshly punished, especially by such a good opponent. That's one of the highest seeds, one of the highest levels of play you're going to face the entire tournament. All right, now it seems like play has stabilized a little bit, so good job by Brave, but still the pressure is on from rounds.
We do see some demos coming through here on both sides of the field. And something we really saw helped open up the field for Brave Esports and kind of tear RoundsGG apart is when they got those demos, removing that sort of crucial player in the midfield. You see, again, going for bumps here. Can they operate and really work to use that to their advantage? We haven't seen that quite yet, and it seems RoundsGG has adapted a bit to some of those demos. But should you keep it going, keep that momentum a little bit speedier, I think they can absolutely pull this together. Because I think RoundsGG and Brave Esports is just so used to playing at a faster pace than this, that right now this speed change-up has really thrown them off their rhythm. They're being forced into this by RoundsGG. So right now they need to put their just pedal to the metal, press this game, the speed, and just keep it moving so that they feel comfortable with their play style and can get it flowing in their favor.
Yeah, it feels like we're just stuck on acceleration mode. The ball just keeps moving faster and faster. Almost feels like Heat Seeker. And like you said, that style seems to be favoring Brave, who've now had a couple good looks. Nothing too close, nothing too scary for rounds, but you look at that, it's been several demos in a row, and I've seen some rounds players try to go for the demos, but they are not having such clear attempts as Brave Esports are. Now the shot from Dreamy had to be saved by Fincy, and the pressure is on. 2 minutes remaining, only 1 goal of difference separating between these two teams, and it could be erased so fast.
As they got off the wall, good read. A little bump coming through, and Fincy, it's on target. Fincy just recovers in time to get back to that one. It's now Venny trying to connect with Renshiro here, but we'll get a little outplayed. Fincy once again on the back line, and he's being pressured by Brave Esports here. Renshiro will try to clear this one out. Into the hands of Dreamy. Gyre's there in the midfield to the backboards. The double tap going to come through. Almost. The defense still standing tall. The bump. The follow through. Not quite there. And Brave Esports are just hounding around GG right now, trying to find that crack in the armor. But they are staying strong. The rotations are still coming through. There is a bump on the back line, but they can't quite capitalize yet.
And it feels like that goal from Brave is bound to happen sooner rather than later. But Renshiro had a massive clear for Jair into the save, and now Venny is going to capitalize on it. One opportunity is all they need, and it was right there. They were waiting for the exact moment when they could get out of their own half, when they could get that counterattack going, and Renshiro leading the way gets the assist. 2 assists already for the 2 goals that Venny has scored in this game that are giving them not just the lead, but also that cushion, but maybe that bump on the goal line. Still not good enough. Finzi racks up their 4th save of the game, more than anyone else in the lobby. Actually, the only player from RoundsGG that has any saves at all, and now gets removed, gets that demo for his efforts. And there's another one. Finzi is just not allowed to play the game. The Venny, in the meantime, trying to get that offense going. It doesn't matter whether the Rounds players are removed. The other 2 are just going to pick up the slack. If there's any slack to pick up, I think there is just no room for improvement from RoundsGG, because they're already playing so well.
Trying to keep this ball up, still down by 2 as we hit these last 5 seconds here. It looks like it will be Brave Esports dropping another game, and match point going over to RoundsGG. So now a reverse sweep is required for Brave Esports to bring it back here. And ball will hit ground, and we have match point for RoundsGG. We are going to have a server remake for these guys so that we can have a bit of a reconnection, as we want them to be playing at their best here. So we'll get that going, but in the meantime, oh, Gator, what do you really think here is going to pull through for Brave Esports? Because RoundsGG right now looks just so dominant in the midfield, in the defense, and then just turning it around on the offense. I mean, Brave Esports right now, they tried some of those demos, and it's almost worked, but they just can't quite seem to find that crack in the armor.
Yeah, for me, it's going to be probably, you mentioned those demos, I think that is the way to go. Or maybe this is just me, you know, I do like to always suggest physical play as the way to unlock situations. And I do think this might be the way to go, genuinely, for Brave, because, you know, they've been finding success with those demos. They just need to pick where they find them. They have to make sure that they get into good positions to capitalize on those demos, right? Because they've been getting, you know, they get a demo on the goal line, but then there are no players to hit the ball into the net, right? So it doesn't matter if you remove the keeper for 5 seconds or however long, if they're just going to respawn and be able to get back into position. So if Brave are able to find slightly more meaningful demos, or, you know, maybe they're able to get individual plays going, like that one from Isaac, you know, there's also this alternative, right? I'll just do it myself, Thanos style, and gets a double tap and the lead for Brave.
And it seems the server remake is all they needed to feel much better. Isaac just absolutely put in a beautiful double tap there. But now Venny looking to maybe counterattack here, but Jair's going to put that one out. Grab the full boost as Fincy puts over to the far side. Dreamy's going to intercept. It goes up. Jair is there. And even, I think, just the server changes put a confidence into Brave Esports they did not have before.
Yeah, it was, we have to say, Brave Esports that were suffering the most from those server issues, right? And now, like I said, it seems like they are flying. You know, sometimes you hear server issues, you know, ping, lag, as excuses, you know, from players that they really don't want to admit that they're being outplayed. Not just in Rocket League, but any game. But in this case, it genuinely feels like Brave were being hindered by those tech issues, because this is a day and night difference. They've already had 3 clear opportunities. They've scored on 2 of those. They technically have 4 shots on target, but, you know, it's really a wake-up call for RoundsGG right here. Brave have come to play, and if they're not careful, they could very well find themselves on Champions Field in Game 5, and we know all predictions, all momentum, everything goes out the window when you're on Champions Field. So, will RoundsGG be able to withstand the pressure, or are maybe Brave Esports going to mount the comeback? For the moment, Isaac wants to be the one leading the way.
And so much pressure being put on right now by Brave Esports, keeping us on the blue half of the field. Something we haven't seen before in this series yet. We've seen so much pressure and control at RoundsGG right now that Brave Esports have just taken the bull by the horns and just absolutely are just driving this game through the blue half of the field right now and not letting RoundsGG breathe for a single moment, just stifling the entire defense.
You can feel the support from everyone in Twitch chat. It feels like they're cheering for them on the Brave. They're repping that hashtag, those emotes, but now they're gonna get demoed for their efforts. Dreamy removed by Fincy, but once again, like you said, the ball in the blue half is something that we have not seen much of, and now it's getting physical, it's getting chaotic, it's getting very, very interesting. This is more of what we wanted to see. Both teams at full power, if you will. A battle of the Titans, and Gyre wants to be one of those. Really lagging a little bit behind maybe their teammates with 3 shots to their name, though. I mean, make that 4. It's impressive how everything has gone down this game, how many opportunities we've had, and the fact that we've barely had any goals, right? 2 goals only for what I believe some 9-10 shots maybe overall from the entire lobby. That's a lot.
Being able to turn over like that and really capitalize on those shots has been huge for Brave Esports right here as they push once again. Only one man back. Renshiro goes for the bump, but Dreamy gets back just in time. But Venny reads the clear and puts it in. Back within 1, and they are on the board here with only 2 minutes left.
It's just a beautiful bump from Renshiro. Good read as well by Venny, seeing where the defender was and where that ball was most likely to go. You know, there wasn't really any other place that it could go. If they had turned on to the other side, it would have probably just been, I don't know, an own goal, or the ball would have just continued on that path towards the net. So good bump from Renshiro, really makes that play, and Venny just there, the tool to put it in, if you will, to hammer it home. And like you said, the lead cut in half. It's within touching distance now for RoundsGG, who had a couple dominant first maps, and now they want to close it out here. A sweep would be massive for their confidence, and Brave Esports can feel the pressure. Now the shots are starting to come in. The pressure, the methodical play that we know RoundsGG are capable of. The problem is that time is running low. They've got less than a minute and a half.
And it seems RoundsGG has adapted some of this play coming out of Brave Esports. It took them a bit, but they have started to lock this in. The pass is Renshiro goes for the shot, but Isaac is just there. Good defense here by Brave, but they need to absolutely make sure they are locked in, still scoring, because they can open up that gap once again, get an insurance goal that would absolutely take so much pressure off of them for the rest of this game, and then make sure they can focus on Game 4. But right now, they have to lock in here for Game 3. There's only 45 seconds left on the clock. Giants going to put the center for a teammate, but Renshiro is there to block that away. A bump comes through, and Dreamy slams it home. There's their insurance goal.
That's what they needed. That's the cushion that they had to regain. Renshiro, the clear isn't good. Fincy gets an erroneous read, if you will, on where that ball was going to go. Now with 42 seconds to go, RoundsGG have to find some magic here, but almost a kickoff goal coming out of Brave Esports. A 3-goal lead would really do them, I think, for them, and there it is. Gyre is going to be the one to put it away. Beautiful stuff right there, leading his team on the scoreboard after starting games 1 and 2, and even 3 very, very slowly, really coming onto himself as Brave Esports seem to get one back here in Game 3.
I mean, just that instant flip reset, back flip into the dunk. Absolutely beautiful job here. And, I mean, they are looking like they are just so locked in to take this game. 20 seconds left. They are almost guaranteed to take this here with their 3-goal lead. And now it looks like it's going to move to Game 4. Can they maintain this momentum and this pressure into that game? That is the real question, because that will be what helps them take it all the way to Game 5. But right now, it does look like RoundsGG have gotten their footing back underneath them, at least, and sort of stabilized a bit against the offense of Brave Esports. So now it comes down to, can Brave Esports keep that momentum going and keep outplaying RoundsGG. Oh, RoundsGG locking this game down once again and just shut him out in game number 4.
Yeah, and like you said, if they can keep this momentum going, you know, that reverse sweep is not that far away. We were talking about it. That game 5 is closer than it appears. Definitely closer than in a best of 7, because, you know, you lose one and you're like, sure, that's fine, 2-1, you know, you still have that advantage. But then you get to game 4 and you get scored on first, and then you start maybe getting a little bit inside of your own head, right? You start thinking, well, you know, we gotta score, because if we lose this one, we're gonna go to game 5, it's so near. Even if it's just at the beginning of game 4, you still have so much to play for. You still have almost a whole 5 or 4.5 or even 4 minutes of Rocket League, but mentally, it's a hard thing to do, right? So what we need right here from RoundsGG, or what you need from them, if you're a fan, if you're cheering for them, or if you're you know, one of the players in the team, is either a quick lead, or at least not to concede early, right? Because at least holding on to some semblance of survival is what's going to do it for them, because we know they're capable of scoring almost at will, right? They get a counter-attack, one play, one goal, if you will. But if Brave Esports start to feel like they have some confidence, if they can get that momentum going, then that might spell disaster for the Finn side.
Now for kickoff, here we go. Game number 4. Can Brave Esports lock in the reverse sweep here? It's going to be a shot on net. Gyre just gets up in time. Dream looking for the counterattack. A little fake out here, so Gyre's got a little dribble to happen. Trying to get past Fincy. Can't quite find it, but eyes are going to center for Dreamy to the backboard, but Renshiro is there with plenty of boost to get that one away.
And already aggression coming out from both sides. It seems like Brave have slight advantage in here, maybe a bit more ball control, but the first few opportunities went the way of RoundsGG, and they're not going to want to let that go. But Renshiro can't make contact with that ball, and Dreamy gets the first one, opening the score of the beautiful assist from Gyre, the pass onto the side wall, and a missile there at 110 kilometers per hour. Probably could have been more if Renshiro didn't make contact. 1-0 in favor of Brave.
Just a beautiful slammer on net, and Brave Esports looking like they are ready to take this all the way to game 5. The double tap is going in. Isaac can't be stopped. Oh my goodness, we saw it in game 3, now in game 4. Isaac is just ready to double tap everything in your face.
Double tap merchant, if you ask me. Just kidding. This is a fantastic player at play here. For giving that redundancy, it is just a wonder to see him play, right? He has sort of a very quiet style of play. He isn't that player that we talked about, you know, getting the demos, getting the saves, but when he's present in the play, when he has a shot, you know it's gonna be a good one. You know, when he has control of the ball, there is some magic bound to happen, and that magic is exactly what Brave have been finding lately, and what's given them the 2-0 lead here in game 4, and maybe the comeback 2 games from 2-0 to 2-2 potentially. Renshiro does deny the third goal as prevent it from going in, so maybe Rounds still holding on, but not by much. And now Dreamy almost had that shot off the assist from Isaac. That's not quite going to crystallize just yet for the third.
And Brave Esports are just absolutely locked in right now. Back to their top speed, what they like to sit at. And absolutely just finding these connections. Looking for these beautiful double taps, and the bumps on the back line to try to clear out that last man. Renshiro drops it down for Vinci to finish off. A beautiful read off that clear.
This is absolutely fantastic, and once again we see Renshiro being the driving force for RoundsGG. Doesn't quite get the double tap, but sets it up perfectly for Fincy to just tap it in. Easiest goal of his life. Venny, however, lagging maybe a little bit behind in terms of the points on the scoreboard. Did try to have a good look there. Maybe the flip reset could have been a good opportunity for him to score and to even it out. Maybe the assist onto Renshiro could have been another opportunity, but it's not quite going to happen. But you can see the change in playstyle from RoundsGG. They won this, and they won it now, and there it is. Venny finally bringing that energy, bringing that heat that we were looking from from him. He had a very big role to play in the previous games. It seemed like maybe game 4 wasn't quite his field, but now it is tied at 2 apiece. RoundsGG 2, Brave Esports 2.
RoundsGG once again have moved the defensive line up the field into that zone of Brave Esports where they are uncomfortable playing with those challenges up in the face of Brave Esports. RoundsGG trying to lock down the orange side of the field, but counterattack here might go the way of Brave Esports. Trying to find some connections here. It goes up, a good bounce there, so Benny can get control off the ceiling. Renchiro's in support through the midfield here. Drag tries to go out, does get the 50 and a massive win here. Dreamy tries to get on top of it, but the bump makes sure that Isaac has to be the one to go up for it. Benny now on the backboard. A good time, but Dreamy's coming in to shut that down. Gyre with the control, pops it up center. Isaac is there for the shot, but can't quite find it. The block does come through.
This is a game of precision. It has started to be a game of millimeters. That save from Finzi was as close as it gets. That far edge of the car made millimetric contact with the ball, and now beautiful fake by Dreamy, let the ball go through, but Jair couldn't quite make it. Renshiro was there to deny it, and now maybe an opportunity for Vanny, denied by Isaac himself. And these two teams, they're just going band for band, punch for punch. Neither of them want to lose. They both know what's at stake here, and that is a lot. And Vanny denies Isaac once more. The saves are crucial for RoundsGG, and the counterattack opportunities are theirs too. Maybe they can get something going here off the ceiling. Fincy, I know, on the backboard is there. Isaac to deny it. Ball has spent quite a lot more time in the orange half than it did in the previous game and in the first half of this game, but still, it is tied as we go into the last minute of play. It is anyone's game to take, really, here.
Go back to the midfield. A bump will open things up here. As Jair looks for the challenges, trying to go through here. Isaac with some space now. We've seen him get so mechanical with these double taps. Can't quite find a good angle, though, to get that through to the net. So it's Jair to backboard. So many players are up. The drop-down shot isn't on target, so Fincy now able to break out. So Isaac takes it back to their own half of the field. Off the backboard it goes. But Renshiro trying to read that one. Doesn't quite get it here. Benny's last man back. Renshiro trying to rush back. Gets a bump. Isaac is there. They're trying to control this one. At the last 10 seconds, we might see our first overtime of the series off to the side here. But last push. Can RoundsGG close it out here? No, it will drop, and we will have overtime.
Isn't this a perfect scenario? First overtime on the day on stream, and that is going to be it. 5 seconds in. GG's all around, not the kick of goal. I couldn't even finish my thoughts. I was gonna say, it's so fitting for, you know, the decider here. We either have a series winner in RoundsGG, or we take it to a game 5 with a reverse sweep on the line for Brave Esports. And just like that, so quickly, Fincy puts an end to Brave Esports' 4-peat dreams. There will be a new winner this month, as opposed to the last 3 months. That dominance from Tyrone, from Brave, whatever you want to call it, is gone. The Finns really had to earn it, had to fight hard for this one, but you can't say they didn't deserve it.
Yeah, RoundsGG absolutely on top of that game, through and through. So much control. We saw some mechanics out of Brave Esports, some great speed, which caught RoundsGG off guard, other than take game 3. But in the end, RoundsGG locked it down, had it under control, covered it just right, and then just overtime, the quick 1-2 kickoff finish, and that was it. That's all that needs to be said. Quarterfinals are finished. Next up is the semifinals, which we will have for you very shortly. Let's take a peek at the bracket here to see who is playing. We've got Adam Unity versus RoundsGG on one side, and Hoonslayers versus Ambys on the other side. So we are going to see some of those matchups in the next round. Very exciting. Gator, do we think that RoundsGG is going to make it all the way to the grand finals? Are they going to take it all?
Well, you know, this is a stacked side of the bracket. We had Brave, who was the #1 seed coming into the tournament. RoundsGG, who was a number 3 seed coming into the bracket. Now we've got Atom Unity, which I believe was a number 3 seed overall in the tournament, as opposed to number 2 seed for Rounds. Now in the bracket stage, it is Atom Unity with the number 2 seed and Rounds with the 3rd seed. So we've just had 1, 2, and 3 play back to back. It's certainly going to be the fight for the ages. On the other side, we've got the number 4 seed, both in bracket, I think, and the tournament overall in Ambys. I would not be surprised if we saw Rounds in the final, but I would also not be surprised at all if we saw some other team. We're gonna have to find out on the other side of the break as we get ourselves a little time to get ready, as we get the teams set up, but we will be right back with some more great action in Rocket League. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Redirect Monthly number 10. This is a Rocket League 3v3 tournament with 100 euros on the line, a European tournament, as you will. I'm one of your casters, Zektek, and with me is Alligator. Alligator, we've got a semifinals matchup here, Slayers versus Ambys. What do you feel staking this one?
Oh, this is a hard one to call, right? We've got Ambys, who were the number 4 seed overall coming into the tournament, and they kind of stayed at that spot for the bracket. They're the number 4 seed overall. On the other side, we've got the Slayers with the number 8 seed coming into the tournament, which, into the bracket stage, which, isn't that high, considering that we have the number 2, number 3, and number 4 seeds overall in these semifinals. But it is still an impressive feat to have come this far. They beat the team that beat the number 1 seed coming into the bracket stage, which was the team that took that game, that series in group stage off of Brave Esports, who were the supposed number 1 seed coming into the tournament. Tyrone have won the last 3. But anyway, I'm rambling. You want to know a fun fact? Slayer signed up literally 15 minutes before the tournament closed, and now they're here in the semifinals. Call that in the nick of time. But now they've come to play, haven't they?
That they have, and only made it in because another team couldn't play. So a last-minute addition that has made it to the semifinals here. Maybe a miracle run here that's going to happen, as they are the 8th seed. But we'll have to see. Ambys here looking to fight for that title here as the number 4 seed. And, everything's on the table now. There is no Brave Esports. There's no 4-peat. So it's anybody's ballgame right now. So we're going to see if Slayers can take down Ambys, or if Ambys is going to take down Slayers. And I think we have everybody in the lobby. So let's get them going. And we have, of course, I believe a best of 5 here. Another for the semifinals. And let's get it cooking and see who's going to come out on top here. Some great things here going on. I see some great presets. And I feel like always Europe has a bit more of a creative preset ideas than North America does. But we'll have to see if that really comes in handy today, as KJ is going to launch this one downfield. Tries to get this over. Jesse for the shot. No redirect going to come in, so Novus is going to put it off to the side.
For the moment, opportunities for Ambys, the team that should be favored without any prior knowledge. But like we said, Slayers got something to prove here, if you will. So maybe something, I don't know. I feel like they have a bit more pressure on their shoulders, and Ambys really showing who they are, that they've come to play, trying to put that fear into the side of Slayers. Like you said, it's a best of 5, so not that much time to regain from any mistakes that you make, but still that means that you have a bit of a shorter series. You're gonna be going into the grand finals. Quick reminder, there's a £100 prize pool, £70 for first place, £30 for second place, and these are the semifinals of a single elimination bracket. So if you win this, you are going to be in the money, at least guaranteed £30, could be up to 70, and Dizio is going to be the first one to put it in for Ambys. Beautiful play right there, just pummeling the defense of Slayers, who couldn't get it done in the end, and they crumbled under the pressure.
And already this game having so much more speed than the last one we saw. Both the teams moving at quite a pace here, as they're just looking to outpace one another, gets this ball around, outmaneuver, and right now it looks like it has worked out so far here for Ambys, but can Slayers bring it together? Moving downfield, Lindhart here, off to the side, working with KJ, which can't quite find it. Dizio tries to get a touch here, but Noxvis is up, but Yuskit? I'm going to say Yuskit. Back to Jesse. KJ can't get up for it, but Dizio's up, challenged by Noxvis, and we're just bouncing back and forth right now here in the midfield.
I believe that's a bit of a difficult name to pronounce, and that's going to be Lindhart tapping it in for Slayers. Very, very slow play. It's one of those where it seems like the defender is going to come in any second, and Dizio almost had it, but it wasn't enough to deny the Slayers And go back to that name that I didn't know how to pronounce. I do believe that could be a Spanish name. They're under a European flag in Liquipedia, so I don't know if that's going to be particularly Spanish, but it does remind me, pronunciation could be Chusquete, but I am not entirely sure. What I am sure of is that the Slayers have found some new life here. That's 2 opportunities back to back. They're not exiting this offensive third. Ambys are going to have to find some magic to get it out of here, and magic they do, but not for very long, as now they're under pressure. Once again, Jesse is going to have to fly up in the air, but Linhart fits him to the punch. KJ almost has it there, and it seems like the defense is holding on strong. Maybe a counterattack opportunity right here for Ambys, but still a bit too far away. They had a good start to the game, but now as we cross into the second half, they can find the magic again, and Chusquete is going to put it in off the assist from Dizu. There's the Spanish flag. I knew it.
Haha, there it is, the 1-2 backward pass, slotting in the top right corner for the defense to even get there. And it does seem like the Slayers defense has been just so awkward on some of these plays. Hasn't been able to find a good way to defend without getting caught out in an awkward spot here. So right now, it has been just sort of offense versus offense, and this is so awkward. I'm not sure. The outplay works. Last man, though, is able to cover it. And Chusquete gets that one out, knocks this to the backboard, and KJ off to the side.
Now, I don't think there is a more characteristic play in these kind of tournaments than a triple commit from a team into an individual play where you just dribble it over both cars and just get denied at the last second to score the tying goal for game number 1 of a semifinal. That's just peak redirect, and that's what I love so much about these tournaments. Speaking of which, if you want to be one of these players on the field, if you want to have a chance to be featured on stream and get maybe some clips casted, make sure to sign up. These are monthly tournaments, so they happen, what would you guess it, every month. We're on 10 now, so we already have a decade of these tournaments that have been going on for 10 months in a row. Maybe the 11th will be yours. Who knows? Your name could be engraved in golden letters in Liquipedia and for everyone to see. So, make sure you sign up for the next iteration of the tournament as we keep going here into the last minute of play, which will be very soon announced by the in-game announcer. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm gonna leave it for you, Zach.
Off to the side here to breakaway play. Jesse's going to have it nice and free as another Ambys goal will just go right on in. Too many players caught forward. Linhart challenged his third and no one back to support him. So that just go right on in. And with only 53 seconds left, it looks like game 1 is pretty much locked in here for Ambys. But that is just tough here. So game 1, I think, is going to be chalked up. So maybe look into game 2. How do you lock this in? How do you improve your defense? Because for Slayers, I think that is the important thing here, is to really figure out how your defense needs to lock this down. As you've seen several awkward plays and goals only going in because the defender was just in the wrong spot of the net. And so now they just got to make that happen, bring it around here. And if they can actually lock down that defensive side, I think it can absolutely be a force to reckon with in game number 2.
Yeah, and you were mentioning, those struggles maybe on the defense for one side. But overall, it feels like a much cleaner series than what we just had, which seems kind of ironic to say, right? We had Brave and Rounds, 2 of the best teams overall in the entire tournament, yet it felt very fickle. It felt very back and forth, who's hot, who's not. In this case, both Ambys and Slayers look like they could have taken the game at any point. They both look like they were on absolute fire. And they are going to go into game 2 with everything to prove, but Ambys slightly on top. I believe we might have a server change, so we'll see what we can do about these tech issues, but really, really close.
Yeah, showing up here. Ambys, a goal for every single player here. And they are just, locking in right now. Some great passes, some great pressure. And again, Slayers not really falling behind on the offensive end. It's been a bit tough. But honestly, I feel like it's defensively that they've been falling apart a bit here. So if they can really lock that in, they can absolutely step up and bring it to Ambys here. Now, Ambys, not Arby's. So If you're looking at it, be like, wait a second, there's one too many curves in the R. Yeah, it's because this is an M, Ambys, and
Slightly
Slayers
different.
here. Quite different. With an axolotl for their sort of team icon. So very cool here. Looks like we have a better server. I think we have some better ping. It seems locked in now, ready to roll. So we have it here. Game number 2. Ambys took game number 1. Can Slayers lock it in game 2? We got time to see.
Now we've only had 2 series on stream for the day, and that's a mistake right there from Ambys off the rip. It's going to be a goal from Noxfus. That's exactly what you want, Shuskete. Not the best of touches, really. That maybe they could have put it to the side. It was a hard situation to be in without much boost, but now the lead goes so early to Slayers, and we're saying we've only had 1 series on the day. It started with a 2-0 for the first 2 games. Will we see a 1-1 and even series going into game 3 for this one? I would not be surprised. The Slayers have looked good. It seems like they were just the tiniest bit away from taking the victory in game 1, so maybe they can do that in game 2, but Shuskete looking to redeem himself from his errors, but maybe that's going to leave it open for KJ, who's going to launch a long one, and that's a 2-goal lead for the side of the Slayers.
No challenge there and no defense on the back end, so just slinging it downfield for the open net there. A 2-0 lead to Slayers. It seems like they are here to come out just absolutely firing on all pistons. We're going to drive this one and take it, even up this series, because they are hungry.
Oh, they are hungry for more, and KJ wanted a second one after that taste of the back of the net, getting 1 goal already on 2 shots. So, some efficiency dropping there, but, you know, really, 50% efficiency is really good for players at this level, because they're just peppering the net with shots, and now Jesse has been demoed, but Dizio trying to get something going here for the side of Ambys. Dizio was that one player that could have made the save on the previous goal, but just not enough boost, maybe trying to get some redemption here. It feels like it's a story of redemption for every single player on the side of Ambys, as now they start to mount the offense off their own. They were incredible in game number 1. They're going to need to score 2 somewhat fast here before it runs out of their hands. There's a demo already, and KJ is going to let it drop a fade, but can't fake out Shuskete, who's going to get the save. But still not a great look for Ambys, who have now been boxed in their own half. Maybe Jesse off the ceiling. No, Noxfus is going to be there to deny it. And once again, into the rebuild we go.
Went hard there. Some blocks having to come out here for Slayers. The backboard read almost comes through. Akije now to break away. He's got full boost to work with. A flick, though, but will be blocked out by Shuskete. And Dizio tries to put it center for a teammate, perhaps, but not Shuskete to clear it out. The 1v1 play up top. Jesse able to tap it over. But it's not going to go through quite yet. Breaking through. Any players back on defense? I don't think so. One on the backboard. The double tap doesn't quite find its target, though.
Those were some unorthodox saves that we just saw right there in back-to-back plays. Very unconventional ways of saving the ball, but, you know, as long as it doesn't go in, that's all that you can ask for. Good opportunities right here from Ambys, maybe trying to get something back are the Slayers. Still good gameplay on both sides, both defensively and offensively. Are showcasing their might, they're showcasing their prowess. And as we go into the second half of the game, Ambys are the ones that have maybe a little bit more to show, but Jesse showing that defense is strong. They've learned from their mistakes in the first half of the game, but still they have to score. They can't just keep playing defense, and it doesn't seem like they're going to be doing that anytime soon.
Breakaway play here, perhaps, for Ambys. We've seen Slayers on the orange half of the field for so long now that it just seems like Ambys just can't quite find the pressure. Oh, opportunity, but it's just too weak. The shot's just not quite coming through. And I think I've seen this on both sides of the field, where sometimes they've got open nets or open shots, and there's just not enough power on the ball to get it through in that gap before it gets shut down. So both these teams still locked in. A 2-0 lead for Slayers here as we come down to the last minute and 20. Lindhart's going to launch this one downfield, so Dizio's got to try to make a touch here over to Jesse. Off to the corner, so KJ can try to put it center for a teammate, perhaps. The dribble, follow through. But not quite going to happen here, as it is blocked away.
You know, it's incredible to put the opponent in awkward situations and hard spots to defend, right? As an attacker, as a player in Ambys in this case. But if you put yourself in awkward positions as well, and you can't get those goals going, then it kind of cancels out. It's all for naught. So, not ideal for what we've seen so far on the offense from Ambys. And now they're running out of time. Maybe on the counterattack they can get one, but KJ is an absolute wall on the defense. 3 saves, leading the lobby, tied with Jesse. 7 shots, but this one is going to go to Linhart. That's going to be the assist instead for KJ, and that 3rd goal should put it out of reach from Ambys. It should be the game for Slayers, and they tie it up at 1-1 in the series.
And with only 38 seconds left, it does look like we have locked in a tie series. Oh, just blocked away. No 4th goal quite yet. But Slayers are hungry for that 4th one. Hungry for more, but a quick counterattack. Shusquete is going to put one in, back on the board. 27 seconds left. There is time to make the comeback. We cannot count them out.
I was gonna say, that's, you know, a goal this late in the game, especially when you're losing 3-0, when you've been discounted, it kind of serves as a confidence goal, you know, just to know that you can score. But with 30 seconds remaining, they can still win it here if they can get some fast goals, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be the case. Struggling a little bit here, and the ball is gonna go back to their own half, so less than ideal situation, especially now that they've lost a corner boost, and as time keeps ticking down, it's soon going to become mathematically impossible for them to do anything. It seemed like there was hope right there for a second, but instead it is going to be the series tie, like we said, at 1 apiece. The Slayers with a convincing performance here in game number 2.
And locked in here in game 2. Now, just setting up for game number 3. All tied up, so now it's a best of 3 here. You only need 2 wins from here on out to take it all. But, you know, nothing is safe. Both these teams are able to absolutely do 2 games in a row. So, even if you do get the next game, you are not guaranteed safe in any way. Both these teams locking in. And Slayers, I mean, absolutely locked in on the defense. 7 saves and 12 shots on the other end of the field. A beautiful job, beautiful showing here. And Ambys tried to keep up. Again, also 7 saves, but only 8 shots. I think that is the difference here. Slayers just came out firing, putting a little bit more on net, and in the end, that gave them the advantage here to take game number 2.
Kind of surprising to see Slayers. They all have 1 goal, but the shot distribution couldn't be more uneven. It is 5 shots between Linhart and Noxbus, 7 shots for KJ alone. So that tip of the spear kind of player, that X factor, that golden striker, if you will, that I think every winning team needs to have. You know, you gotta have that one player that can pop off and take over a lobby at any given point. Very, very clearly being KJ for the side of Slayers, and now we have some confusion here in the lobby. It doesn't seem like all the players are loaded in. I believe we're gonna have to restart this one. Not really sure what's going on. Maybe some server connection issues. We're just gonna try to get it going back again. Game 3, just pretend you didn't see anything.
Erase it from memories. A full false start here, but both these teams now, all momentum is gone, really. Both these teams locked in a best of 3. They know what each other can bring to the table. They know what they're capable of. So I think it's going to be a much more even match here. Game number 3. Both these teams, I think, are just going to be trying to lock this down here to the best of their ability. And so right now, I think it might either... I see this going 2 ways. It's going to be an absolute shootout and just destroy, you know, all number of goals we've seen so far. Or we're going to be locked down to the wire. Possibly a 0-0 overtime. So we'll have to wait and see here. But all the players are in. They're ready to go. And we have game number 3 here for you.
Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if this went to overtime all the way. It has been neck and neck with these two teams. That is anyone's game to take. Ambys with slightly more to prove here after maybe a disappointing game 2. After itself, a convincing performance in game 1. So maybe they need to start hot here. But honestly, just holding the other team to 0 would be enough here. If the Slayers are denied, then Ambys can start building off their own game plan.
KJ there, Noxus up to the Lindhart to the midfield, just tries to control here. Just get to clear away. And a bit of a boomer ball here, neither team really locking in control. A shot will come through, but Jesse tries to control to the backfield now. Nothing dangerous quite yet. Both these teams in the first minute, I think, just still trying to feel each other out. Find the right way to get around the defense, and can't quite lock it in just yet. Through the midfield, Busquete, Dizio. There goes a tough touch there, but no one there to punish it. Both these teams playing very safe right now.
Both these teams, like we said, just trying to get their own game plan going. No risk, no reward just yet, but you know, if you can hold the other team to nothing, then you can build your own style without having to worry about what the other team is going to do. When we start to see some physical play, maybe trying to remove some players off the field, trying to get those stars out of the way, a little bit of an opportunity right there from Noxus for the side of Slayers, but still nothing. Maybe a little bit of confusion we see, maybe a breakdown in the comms. We wouldn't want to see that for Ambys. The Slayers not able to capitalize on it, however, just yet. Maybe a beautiful passing play attempt right there, but Jesse, I believe the only player in the lobby not in a Fennec, really showcasing the length of that Ford Mustang. Mackie, I believe it is, even though it has the same hitbox. But, you know, I like to say things.
Go through on the side. Some shots are peppering the net here, coming around a little bit dangerous, but again, neither team quite ready to throw the kitchen sink and all they have at the other team. Playing it safe as you come to the halfway point of this match, still locked in 0-0. And it does seem like both these teams just so hesitant, not wanting to give up this match point game, not wanting to be the first one to give up a goal. Maybe if you are that first one, will you break the spirit of the other team, or will they be able to rally back? The shot on target, Yusuke can't make the save, and KJ will lock in goal number 1.
I don't know if Shusketa got bumped or if he got locked into... Oh, I thought he got locked into a Rule 1 right there for a second, but no, it was just a beautiful bump from the side of Slayers, who opened the scoreboard, like you said, right after we crossed that halfway mark. In this decider game almost, who's going to put one of the two squads at game point. Like you said, it's a best of 3 from now on. You need to win 2. Could very easily go to game 5. It will go at least to 4. Now we know for sure. And now Jesse, after Shusketa leaves it, but Lindhart is going to be there for the save. Ambys, a lot of pressure on them right now. They're supposed to be the higher seed. They're supposed to be the better team. Slayers sign up for their tournament in the nick of time. They almost didn't make it, and now they're one step away. They're just a couple game victories away from making it into the money, from making it into the grand finals to face potentially one of the best teams in the European bubble in RoundsGG, and Lindhart is going to put them one step closer off the corner. KJ helping with that double tap pass, and 2-0 is the advantage now.
Just pressuring here, and Slayers looking to lock in that match point. But right now, there's still plenty of time left to come back here. Ambys is capable, but KJ off the ceiling. We're going to get mechanical here. Couldn't quite find it, but it seems like the confidence for Slayers has been absolutely boosted. All these players just peppering this net, absolutely just slamming this ball into the backboard. On here time for the field, but a breakaway play here. Noxus has to clear this one away. Off to the sidewall, some bumps coming through on the defensive end, but KJ still able to go downfield with this ball. Lindhart to backboards, and everyone to follow it up. Not quite. Noxus can take the time, tap it center. Dizzy comes around, it's going to drop down. Dizzy has to put this one up. Does get the clear away, so no waterfall shot coming through yet for Slayers. KJ pressures here, but no one is back. Everyone is on their own half of the field for Slayers, except for KJ. But now some offense coming through. Perhaps a pass. No. They wanted to lock this down, turtle up, and survive the last 45 minutes, or seconds, I should say. but Ambys is not going to let him do that. They're putting on the pressure here right now as Dizzy goes through the midfield, looking for a reset, perhaps. No, a dunk to come through. Can't quite find it, and a breakaway play will happen for Slayers.
Yeah, and it just doesn't feel like Ambys are doing anything meaningful. That's going to be the third goal for Slayer, second for Linhard, which should put game 3 away. And we were saying, you know, Ambys, yes, they've had some looks. They have 6 shots total, 2 for each player, but they've got no goals, no assists, no anything meaningful really in the offense. Now we see a little bit of a fake kickoff right here, but it feels like it's too little, too late. They haven't been able to get any really dangerous looks. There's, yes, 5 saves for the side of Slayers, which means that there has been technically some pressure from Ambys getting those shots on target. Maybe, we know the game is kind of weird when crediting those saves and shots sometimes, but still nothing really to write home about. They're gonna just want this ball to drop, get the win for Slayers, and lock in for game 4, because they are so far away from what we saw from them in game 1. They're really gonna need to dig deep and find some magic here if they want to go to game 5. They maybe want to go to that grand final, like we said, into the money spots.
That is it. Ambys, I mean, came out so strong in game number 1, but Slayers have since locked it in here. I hope the team's really showing up, but we see again the saves so reduced for Ambys, down to 3. We saw just the reduction in shooting as well. Only 6 shots for Ambys and 8 for Slayers. I mean, Slayers had that offensive pressure, had some great saves come through, and every single goal of theirs was assisted. So 100% goal participation for Linhart and KJ, the 2 offensive players here. And I think that just that duo on the offensive end was just what could not be stopped by Ambys. We see Noxus bringing up the rear with 3 saves, no goals or assists, but that unstoppable back line. And Slayers have got what seemed like a winning formula right now.
Yeah, they just can't seem to do any wrong. And, you know, sometimes it's not just about playing perfect. It's also about making less mistakes than your opponent. Not like Ambys are making many mistakes anyway, but Slayers are just playing that teeny tiny bit cleaner. Is giving them the win right now. Seems like we're maybe testing the ping a little bit more here. So we're going to go into game 4. A lot to prove for Ambys. Also close for Slayers. Maybe within touching distance. They really want to avoid Champions Field.
Now, so they're going to press early here. Couldn't quite find the shot. Just get it. Can't quite get it around. Noxus here. Trying to break out a little 1-2 passing plays. Dizio gets absolutely dunked in the corner. So Jesse off to the side. KJ popped by Uskete. Linhart downfield though, and KJ is up for it to the far side. Interrupted by Noxus. And now both these teams are just firing full pistons and just full speed ahead. Noxus on the defensive line. Are they going to get beat here? Just 50 will come through. Off to the side. No dunk. So, again, we stay 0-0 here through the first minute. And now both these teams a little more confident. You know, really seeing that, okay, staying defensive in the first half like last game didn't get us anywhere. We got to go on the offensive because that is where the profit is. That is where we're going to get our goals and our victory.
Yeah, that's what Ambys did right in the first game, and now they want to replicate their success. They've got the formula, but something has changed. A variable named Slayers is different than what it was before. They've got momentum. They've got 2 game wins in a row, and they've got some hunger that he hadn't seen before. We saw some goal steals at the beginning of the series. We're seeing some more goal steals right here. Linhart denies the Noxbuzz goal, is going to reduce it to an assist as it is Slayers once again who take the lead. Linhart got really stocked up on goals, padding those stats maybe in game 3. I believe they ended with 3 or 2 goals for themselves. Now they're going to get another one here. Really accumulating maybe those numbers, but you can't really say that they have been the standout player for Slayers. I think it's been more so a case of all three players are firing on all cylinders. They're just all doing so well as a collective instead of maybe that X factor, that lead Slayer that we were talking about, pun not intended, that we were talking about before.
Up to the ceiling, a tough touch there. So Jesse again. It looks like the third man for Ambys is just diving in, trying to make some things happen, trying to force the play to move downfield here. But they've been counterattacked and just sort of absolutely made to pay for committing that third person by Slayers here. But now on the offensive, they try to get something together here. Jesse's going to pop it up to the backboard. He goes under and over, around. Dizio's going to put that in on an open net.
This game has been going by so fast. We're already almost at the halfway point. That's a good look for Ambys. That's exactly what they needed. They hadn't been able to put a goal in the net in almost 10 minutes if it hadn't been for that last second goal in game 2. And now this is going to give them massive confidence. There is a little bit of a bump on the kickoff and a good flick right there and a good follow-up from Jesse. Almost puts it on target, but it was a bit off. Dizio now, the sole goal scorer for Ambys, is going to try to find some magic here. This is going to revitalize them, or at least that's what they're going to have to hope if they want to keep it going here. But Slayers, they feel like something has been taken away from them and they want to get it back courtesy of Noximus, but that shot was just so far away. It was off the crossbar. Neither of these two teams have the crossbar to thank for their goals, or I guess nothing to thank it for at all, because it has denied so many shots for both sides. So I guess we can say the goals have been pretty neutral. That's exactly what we want to see in an exciting game of Rocket League like this, as we go into the last minute and 45 seconds, still tied at 1 apiece with the offense from Ambys, but no boost for Dizio. Maybe Shusqueta can find something. There's a double tap, but no, it can't quite capitalize. It can't quite crystallize. Back on the defense is Ambys. The Slayers want to mount something, but Jesse denies it. Saves all over the field. What an exciting game 4 that we have in our hands.
Just gonna take up, get to the 50 and down. Dizio, another opportunity to solo play. He's gonna leave it, go for the bump, but doesn't quite go through. The defense saw it happening. Knocks us downfield here. Over to KJ. Dizio can't quite find it. Oh, it's gonna be dangerous. Just blocked away. He was getting almost made a danger touch for an own goal, but now it is blocked away, launched downfield, and a counter opportunity here.
That was what a save, really, by Shusqueta, but the double demo from Lindhart is going to give the lead back to Slayers. What a beautiful play right there. Jesse removed, and that would have probably been more than enough. Dizio removed for good measure, and KJ with the second goal of the game for Slayers, and what an auspicious time to do it at 45 seconds and counting down, and with that demo going in their favor, maybe this is it. Maybe they can advance to the grand finals with this victory in game 4.
Oh, it's a demo though.
Oh,
it's
but
wide
maybe
open,
not.
and they will counterattack in the exact same way. They just got destroyed. The backline defense removed from the field. Beautiful control in the mid, and just a nice, easy open net. We are back to 2-2, 30 seconds left.
Oh boy, we are tied neck and neck. We had overtime in game 4 in the previous series. It was short-lived, yes, but we still had it. Now maybe we'll have another overtime. Demos galore, one for each side. We've seen how useful they are. That shot is just off target. Dizio can't put it in. 2 goals for the leading scorer of Ambys. That tip of the spear that we were talking about before. It's sometimes there, it sometimes isn't. Both sides having radically different play styles, but they both still work, as we're seeing right here. Game 5 is the objective for Ambys, but it seems like they're gonna have to do it in overtime unless Slayers have something to say. KJ no gets denied by Shusqueta, and there we go. The clock starts ticking up now.
Here we go, Dizio. Control. Jesse's going to come in off the corner. Ambys have to lock it in here if they want to get to game 5. Otherwise, Slayers can take it right here. Down to the midfield. A decent 50, but Lindhart is up for it. Jesse is there. Tracking those out of the backfield. Taking their time. Trying to run Noxvis, but the read comes through. KJ is up, but Busquete able to take that touch over. A little 1-2 pass. The shot on target, but Noxvis is there for it. It was a little awkward, though. The back pass, perhaps. Linhart is there. Jesse tries to get away from KJ as Jizio puts this downfield. Oh, no. Is anyone back? The third man almost gets bumped out of the way, but Noxvis is there for it.
Very close opportunities for both teams. They're almost there. It seems like maybe Slayers have had closer encounters. He almost said there was a bump right there, but there have also been demos in favor of Ambys. They have been very close. Shusquete had some good tries, but nothing quite there. We will need just one more goal. Is it going to be for Ambys? Jesse puts it just off target. The crossbar once again denying this orange side. Has been very impartial. It has also denied the blue side, but this is a point where you start to maybe think about PayPaling that goal. Maybe Psyonix could make it a bit bigger in real time. Who knows? That's even possible. All that I know is that we have some great, exciting Rocket League, and Ambys have the opportunities to take the lead, but Shusquete gets denied by Noxvis once again. The ball hasn't left this blue side in quite a bit. It seems like Ambys have found some of that hunger that they had in game number 1, but the defense holds strong for Slayers as Linhart puts it away, and KJ gets demoed for his efforts as we go into the orange half once again.
The control here moving down to the blue half of the field. KJ trying to clear this one out, but Shusquete is there to challenge off the back, but not just to the far side. And some demos will come through. We saw that open it up last time for the goal. Not quite going to happen this time. The defense is there and ready for it. Some space being given over to Jesse. Now out off the backboard, so they don't want to follow. Shusquete over to a teammate, perhaps, who isn't quite ready. Another tap up, a follow, perhaps, down to the ground, and they're just trying to outplay and outmaneuver Slayers here. Ambys trying to make it happen as Jizzy takes the shot. It's open! Ambys takes us to game number 5.
It felt inevitable. It felt like it was there, and the bumps on the goal line from Jesse just removing Noxvis from the equation. They almost still had that save made, so that was as close as it gets. But finally, Ambys triumph. Like you said, they take us to our first game 5 of the day, at least on stream. And I feel like this was the inevitable conclusion of this series. It could only end here. Dizio with the hat trick to finish it all off. Maybe by chance, maybe it was meant to be, but the same player got all 3 goals, with Shusquete and Jesse contributing with those assists. And now in Champions Field, it is anyone's game to get here. Slayers, they lost game 1, then they won 2 in a row, but they dropped game 4. Ambys, maybe they have the slightest bit of momentum going for them. But we said it before, we'll say it again, all predictions go out the window when you get to Champions Field, and we're going to witness it firsthand.
I mean, just the absolute shot output coming out from Ambys. 12 to their name versus the only 7 for Slayers. And the MVP for Noxus for Slayers was Noxus with the 4 saves. I mean, it was a defensive game for Slayers here, as Ambys was just absolutely looking to just put on all the pressure, and it worked out. But now, game 5, will that work again? It took them to overtime and then had to force it there in the last moments. But it does seem the late sign-up might have to take this in the late stages of this series. But will Ambys take it in the end and move on? Can they sandwich this series? First game, last game? We just gotta wait and see.
It sounds just like me leaving everything for the last second, but you know, if it works, it works. It works for me, it might work for them. Signing up with only 15 minutes left in the tournament, now getting to the grand finals, potentially in game 5. They seem to be firing on all cylinders once again. They know what's at stake here, but Ambys, they found some renewed fire. They found some renewed opportunity to make it to where they deserve to be, or at least that's how they're going to be feeling. We still have no news on the other semifinal. It could be RoundsGG, it could be Atom Unity that makes it to that grand final, to that prize money. But for the moment, we're going to see on stream who is going to make it out of these 2 teams. Could be Slayers, could be Ambys. It is anyone's game to take.
There, the connection here. Gonna drop down. The defense is to try and touch it here, but no, Dizio to put it away. He was the offensive outputter for last game, and now once again, continuing the scoring streak, taking it down. And that is Ambys starting off the scoring. And we do have a sign from the other semifinal. And Immunity takes it in Game 5 versus RoundsGG. Both semis in Game 5. And my goodness, I think this means that our grand finals is going to be an absolute banger. As Shuskete puts home another banger on the net in less than 15 seconds.
Wow, really firing for Ambys, and really surprising as well, Atom Unity taking down RoundsGG. We're talking about the Finn powerhouse, hailing from the cold lands of the north of Europe, but still with that bubble player in Renshiro, one of the best up-and-comers in the entire region. Still not good enough to take it here in redirect number 10. And the grand finals is going to be a banger no matter what. We see a little bit of back and forth play right here, and that's going to be a goal for Slayers. They don't want to be denied. They want to keep it close. And Lynn Hart, we know he said stealing some goals in Game 4, but really coming into their own here in Game 5. They might be the X factor indeed for the side of Slayers. And that reminds me, if you want to play in these redirect tournaments, if you want a chance to be featured on Liquipedia, if you want to be fighting for the lion's share potentially of £100 as Slayers are doing right now, you can sign up for redirect monthly number 11, which will take place in May. Maybe you can't win this one, but Slayers definitely feel like they can, because they brought it back within a matter of seconds.
And there it is, locked in, all tied up. Both these teams absolutely looking to pressure and take this series here in this final Game 5. Everything on the line. You cannot hold anything back. There is no follow-up game after this. So any tricks you have the trade you've got, any creative plays, they got to come out right now here in this game. That's what's going to take to beat you to that grand finals.
Oh, so close, oh so close. I would not be surprised if this one ended in overtime, just like Game 4. And it was a long one at that. It was a victory for Ambys in there. Now Shuskete trying to withstand that pressure. Dizio, the triple goal scorer in Game 4, is going to be denied by Noxvis. We still haven't even played half of Game 5. We'll do that in about 10 seconds. And it is neck and neck. As close, really, as anything can get. This is what we're living for. Both semifinals going to Game 5. It's an absolute pity that we couldn't get to witness the other one, because I'm sure it was a banger, but we do get to see this one, and we do get to see Jersey scoring off the assist from Shuskete.
And there it is, that top corner. Such a strange place. You never know where it's going to go. Pop out, or if it's going to roll down. But that one just popped sort of down and out, and they take advantage of it. Ambys with the lead as we get to the back half of this game, but still a 1-goal game and 5 on the board total. They are absolutely locked in here, and both these teams fighting tooth and nail to get through.
Now fighting tooth and nail and then some to get through to the grand finals. They know a lot is at stake here, and Dizio almost getting that one to go in, really trying to will their way through to another goal. Now Jesse and Shuskete, they combine for the previous goal, and they're gonna combine for another one here. This dynamic duo, this connection, it seems like it is lagless completely as they get the demo, they get the go-ahead goal. They have now 2 on the cushion with less than 2 minutes remaining.
And a beautiful play that we've seen the demos be so important for scoring in this series. Both of these teams employing them to get some last-second goals, some much-needed goals. And there is the 2-goal lead out of Ambys here, heading into the last minute and a half. Only 90 seconds to play for this Game 5, and right now the pressure is coming out of Slayers. But Ambys, they're not ready to let go just yet. To the backboard. Is it there? Another bump play. No, Noxvis is able to dodge it, making a save.
Oh, maybe the goal here. No, Slayers can't get it done. And Noxfest denied. I believe it might have been Shusket, it might have been someone else. And now a minute and some change remaining here. Dizio hitting the save, trying to keep Ambys alive. They have everything on the line as the announcer lets us know that there are only 60 seconds, but with the potential overtime looming in the horizon, there's an attempt at a demo there, but the bump doesn't come through. Jesse gets the save. Now Noxfest off the ceiling, the pass on to KJ doesn't end up being a goal, but the pressure from Slayers here is so big, so high, and the demo, but the shot is going to be off target, and now maybe an opportunity for a counterattack here from Ambys. Are they going to be able to get it done? No, Noxfest gets the save.
There to the backboard, the double tap can't quite come through here, as Ambys is just putting up the iron defenses, and Noxus has to make this touch here. Slayers throwing everything they have, firing every last thing in their arsenal, but it is just not enough. Ambys will shut them out here. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and that is it. Ambys take it in Game 5. We have our grand finalist going to take on Adam Unity.
GG's all around. That was as close as it gets. Came down to Game 5, but as you just saw, it was Ambys who took it, and what a way to take it. It was contested. It was hot. It was hard, but it was well fought. GG's to Slayers. They were this close, and you really can't discount what they did because it was an amazing run by them.
Beautiful run. Slayers coming in last minute, almost making it to the grand finals. So close. Game 5. But just could not quite shut it out, and it is the 4 seed who will prove themselves worthy of making it to the grand finals. The best of 7 for the grand prize. Adam Unity taking down RoundsGG. So now we get to see who is the ultimate team to take over the championship title, since the 4-peat is no longer possible. And even RoundsGG, who beat them, couldn't make it to the grand final. So these teams are absolutely neck and neck across the board. So I think these grand finals are going to be an absolute banger. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back after the short break with the grand finals. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Redirect Monthly number 10. This is a 3v3 Rocket League tournament for £100, not euros. That was on me. And education, am I right? Anyways, I am Zektek. Happy to be here with you, one of your casters. And with me is Alligator. Alligator, we have our grand finals here. Finally here. And, of course, we have Adam Unity versus Ambys. Quite the showdown, must I say.
Quite the showdown. We had Atom Unity taking down RoundsGG, probably one of the favorites going into the tournament. That Finn powerhouse with Ranchero, one of the best bubble players in Europe right now. They took them down in 5 games. Also in 5 games, Ambys triumphed over the Slayers after dropping games 2 and 3, being with their backs against the wall. They found the victory in overtime, 2+ minutes. And there, the connection, I believe, was between Shusteke and Jesse. Was good enough, and it happened once again in Game 5 to give them a 2-goal victory. So both teams, they're hot off their wins. They have a best of 7 ahead of them, and they will get at least some share of the £100, like you just said, that prize pool. £70 for the winner, £30 for the second place. If you want to fight for that prize pool next month, because of course these are monthly tournaments here at Redirect GG, do !Battlefy in chat for more information. Signups will open very, very soon if you want to compete in the May edition. Maybe, who knows, you'll have your clips casted here on the mainstream. I believe we have the players joining the lobby, so let's get right into the action. We'll tell them to join very, very soon if they are ready to go, because we're definitely ready to rumble.
That we are. Well, this isn't the Rumble game mode. It is quite the rumble and tumble here. Both these teams just I'm about ready to lock in. Almost. Now they're ready. Hey-o. We are very excited here. Of course,
we jumped the gun a little bit. They weren't quite ready.
And yeah, so no worries here. Again, Ambys, Adam Unity. We will have a new champion. The 4-peat's not happening. They got knocked out in the quarterfinals. So, I mean, hey, now we got to figure out who is the next person. And we're going to see, will Ambys take it or will Adam Unity? All right, I think both of our teams are just about ready here. We have them joining. We just need one more. Come on, baby. There it is. We've got all 6 players ready for you. Game number 1 is starting 5 minutes on the clock. Let's roll it.
There we go. It seems like it's going to be Ambys opening the gates as far as soon as this game starts. Sorry, I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't even know what I'm seeing. 2 seconds into the game, kick of goal. And of course, it had to be Dizio, has been the leading scorer, I believe, for this Ambys team all throughout the tournament. Yes, we did mention Game 5 was mostly about Shuskete and Jesse, but Dizio has been the striker, the goal scorer, the one that you go for, the one that knocks. And that is the second goal in just 10 seconds for Ambys to take the 2 lead cushion.
A quick and speedy start here. Ambys is feeling good, but here comes Morgan to the backboard. Is there a follow-up? Just get it. Can't quite find it. Doesn't get the... Yes, he does get the save. I thought he was dropping too much, but he recovers just in time. What a crazy turn-up.
What was that? That save might be instrumental later down the line, especially if Ambys, you know, at some point they're close to victory here. If that ends up being a 1-goal game or something like that, that could be the determining factor for Ambys to win, or for Atom Unity to lose, but as it stands right now, it doesn't seem like that will be the case, as Dizio gets a 1 minute, a 45-second hat trick. And now Ambys are completely in the driver's seat. If they can blow out Atom Unity out of the water here in Game 1, then maybe they can snowball that momentum into the latter parts of the series. But Jesse is not going to be able to save that shot, and Giga gets one back for the side of Atom Unity.
All right, seems we have a shootout here in game number 1. 4 on the board already in the first minute. Both these teams struggling to put up some defense here. I mean, we saw a great save out of Ambys, but since then, it's just been kind of back and forth. Both teams just absolutely slamming things on net. 4 on the board, 4 minutes left to go, and I think this series is probably going to be a bit of a shootout here.
Yeah, it seems like it might be the case, but for the moment, nothing really to write home about for Atom Unity, whereas Ambys, they are really showcasing what they're here for. The difference, however, is only 2 goals, so maybe a bit closer than the gameplay would lead us to believe. This is one of those rare occasions where the scoreboard might be more accurate than the gameplay, because possession has been firmly in control of Ambys, and only lately have we started to see the ball go a bit more from the blue to the orange half. And still 3 minutes and some change remaining here. It feels like we've been playing forever. And Shuskete is just going to get that lead back with a beautiful demo play. Of course, it has to be with Jesse. This dynamic duo just can't stop.
Just the patience to wait for that demo to come in. Just moving around that one defender. And the beautiful 1-2 play there. Up 4-1 already. Another demo coming through. They're opening up the field. Dizzy goes up with this one off the corner and down. So it's going to be awkward here. Morgan looking for that touch out. Isn't going to follow it, so it's up to Giga to put this out to a teammate. Perhaps. No, just the corner. Put by Siluz into the corner here. A double 50. It's off to the center. So there's going to be a follow-up here off the crossbar. Shot. Siluz. Yes, off the post. He'll go in.
There it is. That's the goal that they had been looking for. Finally, their offense pays off the assist from Morgan, and the goal for Silas. Just the tap in, easy peasy lemon squeezy. They bring it back within 2. It's still a big difference. It's still a cushion for Ambys, but they can't get comfortable here. He said it was going to be a shootout, and that seems to be the case for what we have here. It's not quite ping pong or volleyball or whatever you want to call it. It seems like we're spending just little periods of time clustered up in each half instead of just going booming the ball back and forth. And this might be another opportunity for Atom Unity, but they're not going to capitalize on it. Maybe Ambys can get out of their own half. Maybe they can get yet another goal. 5 would be an impressive number for them to reach just in the first game of the series.
Jesse over to the side. Morgan's in the center, and Giga is there to help on out, but it doesn't quite come through. They're trying to... Why is no one touching the ball? There it is. It's the clear out. No one can figure out how to get it until then. Oh, another demo, though, trying to open it up. Giga gets there just in time. Siluz with the touch. Another demo. And whiffed by Jesse. What is happening on this field?
Just not allowed to play Rocket League. No one is. All the demos, all the misses. I don't even know what's going on. Nobody can make contact with the ball. Did we just add one of Lethermer's mods to the lobby or something? Is it just like a ball repellent instead of a ball magnet? I really don't know what's going on in here. It seems like the players in the lobby don't either. But, I think this is just one of those occurrences where high-level lobbies will revert to plat or to silver for a few seconds, and then they'll get right back to it. And right back to it are Ambys as well. That's just Keta this time is the one with the assist, and Jesse the one to put it in from so far away in their own box all the way down the field. Dizio also making sure that Giga couldn't make contact with the ball. No save allowed, and 5 goals, like we said, for Ambys with 1 minute and 14 seconds remaining.
Another demo, the patience coming through. Jesse's up, but Giga is there. Morgan with the follow-up to the corner. Tries to get the center to the backboard. Silas is there, up again. The follow-up, but Jesse is there for it. And with only 6 seconds remaining, 3 goals is quite an ask, but right now, I mean, we saw it was possible in the first minute. Why couldn't it be possible in the last minute? So right now, Adam Unity is just looking to try to make this happen here. Can't quite find it. Cleared out here as Morgan trying to put this one down the field. But Tusquete to the backboard looking for Dizio perhaps. No, she off to the side. And last 30 seconds will come down to it. And it looks like this might be game number 1 over to Ambys. But no, Morgan puts one on net.
Finally, Morgan is able to put it in. The only player in Atom Unity that was lacking in goals. They've got one apiece each. And we saw just in the previous play, Jesse was playing with fire a little bit on the defense, but ended up getting the save over Morgan. Now Morgan finally does get it in. And off the kickoff, who can score? It is going to be Ambys. That should be it. Tusquete, I believe, with not quite the hat trick, actually. It's only 2 for him. 3 for Dizio, 1 for Jesse. The 4 assists for Tusquete. Complete full scoreboard. Everyone has at least 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 save, and 1 shot for the side of Ambys. Almost 900 points for Tusquete. 1 more goal would probably put him over the 1,000 point mark, and that's going to be the shot. 2 goals, 4 assists, 4 saves, and 5 shots. That's just an impressive record to reach as the clock keeps ticking down. That is going to be it. Game 1 goes to Ambys on 6 goals, a 3-goal difference. Now it's going to be a 2-goal difference only, as Atom Unity, a very valiant effort. Scoring 4 is not an easy feat by any means, but when your opponent is playing like that, it's all for naught.
Ambys showed up and absolutely turned on the afterburners here in game number 1. Just burning through the first minute with that hat trick and then just piling it on the rest of the game. I mean, I don't need to try to keep up. They put 4 up themselves. It's absolutely crazy. But, I mean, this series, holy smokes. Game 1, absolute shootout. I'm so excited for game 2. Is this going to keep going, or are we going to see an absolute shoring up of the defenses and just a fight of the turtles come game 2? I'm not entirely sure, but Tusquete putting up 870 points, 2 goals, 4 assists, 4 saves, and 5 shots. That is a beautiful showing here. And, I mean, of course, Dizio with the hat trick. That's just good Rocket League right there.
That's good Rocket League. You said it. The lowest scoring play on the side of Ambys has 500 points. The lowest scoring player on Atom Unity almost has 300 points. I mean, this is as good as it gets. Like I said, it's only game 1. We could see this for up to 7 games in this series. That would be definitely not good for our hearts, definitely not good for our vocal cords, but dang, would it be good for the viewers, and would it be good for Rocket League enjoyers. Now, we'll see what happens. Are Atom Unity going to bounce back, or are Ambys going to continue on that dominant run? I know there were some Ambys supporters in Twitch chat, so if you're cheering for Atom Unity instead, make sure to give them your support, because they're definitely going to need that energy going here into the second of the series.
And here we go. Will we see another just trio bomb dropped in the first minute? Doesn't quite look like it. Atom Unity is staying on top of this ball for now. But, I mean, it's only been 10 seconds again. We can't judge anything by the first 10 seconds. But it's looking like, again, offense coming through for Ambys right now. To make this quick turn here. 2 on the offense, 2 on the defense. A little play here. Can't quite get it. A bump out will happen as Dizzy tries to kill this ball. Turn around for Jesse. Last man is there. Morgan does get the touch, so it is saved away, and defense is standing much stronger than last game.
Oh, much stronger on the defense, but also Ambys. Day and night difference compared to the semifinal. You know, they lost games 2 and 3, and then they had to win 4 in overtime. But since game 5 of that semifinal, it seems like they have woken up. There's a monster inside it, and it's coming for the lion's share of that 100-pound prize pool. But Morgan will have none of that, and it's instead Atom Unity that's going to open up the scoreboard here in game 2, right as we are going to cross into the 1 minute played mark. The Frenchman puts it in for the lead. And
a good way for Atom Unity here to kick it off. starting out strong, shutting down the opportunities coming out of Ambys. And could this be the turnaround here, game 2, to equalize the series? We'll have to wait and see. But, I mean, much better on the defense for both these teams. The connections coming through right now for Adam Unity. They try to get this past Shusquete, who gets a great touch. But Giga now off from the side wall, looking for a shot, perhaps. Drop down, but Dizio's there for it.
And Ambys doing a good job here of not letting their defensive mistakes, maybe, or their lack of offense punish them, as we've seen in the past. But that was very close. They need to get out of their own half. So we know their defense isn't as strong as their offense. And, you know, I always say, if you have control of the ball, the opponent is not going to be scoring on you. Yes, there's always the opportunity for counterattacks, but, you know, if the opponent's not shooting, they're not scoring. And if they're not scoring, then you have a chance to win, especially if you're coming back from behind. We're starting to see some pressure here from Ambys, and the shot from Shusquete. Spaniard on Spaniard violence. Giga is going to be the one to stop it and maybe mount a counterattack. Now, still trying to go for it on the corner. Silas, maybe with a look there, but Dizio is going to be there to put it away. Now Shusquete trying to will Jesse forward, trying to get a little bump on the back of the car. Dizio trying to go for the individual play, but still nothing crystallizes for this side of Ambys, who have to come from behind here in game number 2. Already half of the game we have played, and there's a counterattack opportunity, but Giga is there, good with the cut, and now Morgan is the one in charge of the ball. Bump attempts here, but the flip reset is good, but the save is even better from Shusquete. And now Dizio on the breakaway is going to be off target. Silas puts it back into the orange half, but Jesse wants none of that. There's a save credited by the game. Shusquete up, flying, but puts it into the midfield where Jesse is going to be waiting. Giga now up into the air. 2 minutes remaining, and all the pressure on the side of Ambys, but they get a defensive demo. Maybe they can relieve some pressure going here as Atom Unity keep it going. They want to even up the series at 1 apiece.
Both these teams just going back and forth here, trying to find the connections. Some dangerous third-man commits coming out, throwing that last player in, not afraid to reduce some of that defense for hopefully a bit more offense. And it has not been punished just yet for both these teams, fighting tooth and nail for every last inch on the field. Dizio down to Shusquete, looking for the bump. Doesn't quite find it. It does seem like Adam Unity has wisened up to some of the tricks coming out of Ambys.
Yeah, they seem to have maybe not their number, but certainly a cheat sheet to prevent them from getting scored on. But Ambys, you can see the hunger in their gameplay. They're going for it so much harder than they were in the first half of the game. They have been oh so close. Shusquete having the clearest opportunity, but now Morgan maybe wants to get something back. Silas still nothing. And they have been very close on several opportunities, have Atom Unity, and maybe they'll come back to buy them if they can get it done. But for the moment, they still have the lead. And they still have good offense of their own. Maybe if they can get a cushion goal here going into the last 40 seconds, it would put them in a good spot going into game 3 with momentum and a tied series going on for them. But the counterattack opportunity here for Ambys. We haven't seen demos from them in quite a bit, but it seems like they are just one demo play away from tying it up to sending us to overtime, which we have seen them go and win in the past. But with 20 seconds, time is dwindling, and it is Atom Unity with control of the ball. That's a long clear, but it's going to be easy for Morgan. Up in the air goes a French player, gonna be met by the pole in Dizio. And time running low, still mathematically possible for Ambys, as it is always here at 0 seconds. That's why Rocket League is so great, but they're going to have to go the length of the field, and they're going to have to prevent Morgan from dropping it low, and instead it's going to be Giga dropping it into the net. 2-0 for Atom Unity as they win game number 2.
And again, we see here, they dropped 10 goals total, both the teams in the first game. And then in game 2, like we were seeing and talking about, it became a defensive standoff. Both these teams not wanting to give up anything. So many more saves coming out, so fewer shots. And the Atom Unity was the one who put home the 2, locked it in, and shut out Ambys. So now we are all tied up here going into game 3. We've reduced this best of 7 down to a best of 5. And now will anyone take a major lead, or will we keep going back and forth? We have to wait and see if they can equalize here and really just sort of adapt to one another's play styles. As they keep going back and forth, we see Atom Unity start to realize the tricks that Ambys is putting into place. Now it's up to Ambys here to try and realize what Atom Unity is doing and just tear that game plan apart.
We've been told that Morgan is restarting his game. It was a bit confusing. I don't know if it was exactly shown on broadcast, but just as Giga was scoring his last goal, Morgan just got obliterated from the game. You know, it's one of those funny moments where the disconnect sign pops up right as a goal is scored. So it kind of looks like the goal disconnects to the player, although we all know that is not exactly the case. But now all 6 players are back in the lobby, ready to go at it. In game 3, the series is tied at 1 apiece. We had 6-4 in favor of Ambys, 10 goals total in game number 1. We had 2-0. It was almost 1-0, but we had a last-second goal for Atom Unity. Now in game 3, it is an even playing field. In a best of 7, we're guaranteed at least a game 5. They gotta win 4 to make it to the promised land of the 70 pounds, the lion's share of this 100-pound prize pool. Once again, reminder, if you want to be playing these tournaments, if you want a chance to play against these skilled players, you can sign up very, very soon. If you do !Battlefy, that chat command will take you to the main page of these redirect monthly tournaments, as now it's going to be a long shot from Giga, denied by Shuskete, as it seems like Atom Unity have found some new strength, maybe a little bit of courage off the back of the win in game number 2. Maybe a bump there. Yes, it is. Good. And Giga is going to open up the scoring for Atom Unity once again here in game 3.
And Silo just being a menace on the back line, making sure Dizio can't make that save. The other player's not ready after support there. Now we'll go in. Atom Unity turning Amby's tricks against them. And that bump and physical play has just been absolutely working for both these teams in different ways, and now the Atom Unity has figured out how to do it against Ambys. Now Ambys can start turning around here. The shot will go in. Jesse's just going to beat the entire team.
That is an uncharacteristic mistake. I believe the touch from, was it Silas? I think it might have been, just ricochets off the back of his car when the defender touches it, and it leaves Morgan with his pants completely down, just open to Jesse. I believe Dizio was also there in case a demo was needed, but it wasn't even required, as Ambys, maybe a little bit by chance, but they do find the equalizer. The series is tied at 1 apiece. Game 3 is tied at 1 apiece, and maybe this is the confidence that they needed to get back after not scoring any goals for 5 straight minutes, getting scored on twice in game 2. If you didn't watch it, if you're not watching, what are you even doing? Tell your friends to get in here. Tell your family, put it up on the TV in the living room, because Giga is going to give the lead again to Atom Unity. That's now twice in game 3 that he has done it. Dizio, really nothing to do there. Jesse maybe could have done something, but they both jump at the wrong time, and it is mistakes are the name of the game here in game 3, as we played a minute and a half now, and maybe Ambys can find the equalizer again.
Yeah, both these teams just trying to lock it in, but yeah, some of these mistakes have opened up their back lines to scoring. Right now, pressure from Atom Unity is keeping themselves on top of this game, just with a 1-goal lead right now. They have made some great plays, making offensive pushes. Now, once again, looking to maybe connect. A solo play is going to come through from Morgan. Doesn't quite make it to net, but Silo's here to maintain the pressure. Let's go over the top to the midfield here. So Giga's going to try to find a teammate on the side wall to Silo's, but it is blocked away here. So now through the midfield, it's Jesse off to the side wall. Can't quite find that second touch off of it. So now Morgan, again, looking for that solo play, perhaps to a teammate. Trying to drop down here. Giga looks for the backboard. The double tap. It's in! Giga slots it bottom left.
Oh, that's just beautiful, isn't it? Pops it up in the air off the backboard. The double tap completely unreachable for Jesse and Shuskete. Completely sold out right there. We're just before the halfway point in game 3, and it is 3 goals for Atom Unity already. And I've been thinking about it for, I don't know, the past half a minute, maybe a whole minute, that we have seen some physical play for Ambys, but really nothing from what we've seen in previous games that works for them. And maybe that is the key to their success. We saw it in the previous series. They won game 1, then they lost 2 and 3. They had to win game 4 again in overtime. Then game 5 is finally when they came into their own. It seems to be the same story here. They have to score 2 goals in 2 minutes, which is by no means an impossible task. But maybe if Atom Unity keep it going, no, Dizio is going to be there to deny. It's so good for them on the defense, and maybe now they can find those demos on the offense. I don't know if they have an ear open for the stream, but maybe the fake there, it's not good, but it's much better than we've seen from them, I think, in the entirety of game 3.
Now Ambys putting on the pressure here, trying to 1-2 pass. Has some good plays going. The double bump attempt almost comes through. As Morgan tries to control this one, who's getting over to Jesse perhaps. No, the quick turns here to go up. Morgan is there. Is the net wide open? It is. Dizio slots it in to put one back on the board.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Not only are they able to get the physical plays, but even when the bump doesn't come through, you said it, the double bump play, it could have been a triple commit with the third player shooting the ball, but no, they're able to recover masterfully, and they go at it again in the offense. They get all the players out of position, and they're able to score. That was millimetric perfect gameplay from Ambys. Now they need to do it once again if they want to take it to overtime here in game 3. There was a flying bumped attempt for Atom Unity. I don't know exactly who it was, but they couldn't quite get it done. Now 1 minute remaining, says the announcer, and 1 minute remaining for Ambys to get 1 goal, maybe 2 if they want to end it in regulation, but Atom Unity otherwise are going to claim the lead on the series.
The backboard. Morgan is there to receive it though. And Immunity trying to lock out Ambys here in the last 40 seconds of this game. They have the lead, now they just need to maintain it. If they can widen it even, that would be great, but they just need to keep it out of their half, which they can't seem to do right now. Dizio trying to center for a teammate. Skete almost gets it in, but the defense is there for it. Giga trying to get past the player. Jesse to the backboard. The drop down shot. Dizio's there to tie it up.
What happened there? It was confusion on the goal line. Shuskete, I don't know if that was an intended fake or not, but it completely faked out both Silas and Morgan. And Dizio just puts it in. And that is going to be good enough for the tie with 19 seconds remaining. Well, it was slightly over 20, but now the time keeps ticking down. Another opportunity for Silas and Giga, the leading goal scorer. 3 for Atom Unity, maybe wanted to get a 4th, but Dizio was there to deny with his 3rd save of the game, once again leading the scoreboard for Ambys, who is going to get 1 last chance as Morgan here stops it at the midfield, gets a flip reset, is going to put it down into the ground, and there we have overtime.
Here we are fighting tooth and nail in game 3 for that overtime to see who will go up. Not even to match point, but just the advantage in the series. And both these teams are just going to fight every step of the way. I have no doubt this series is probably going to go all the way to game 7 with the way this is going. And just trying to find these passes across. Amby's got some momentum here in the back half of the game after a strong start from Atom Unity.
Yeah, and if Ambys are able to run away with this one, it will be the steal of the century, because Atom Unity started off so strong, 2-0, and then that was a 3-1. They've had a 2-goal lead at most points in this game, and now they're tied at 3-3 in overtime. The shot from Silas once again denied by Shuskete. There are 10 saves on the board for Ambys, only 1 for Atom Unity, and maybe that is going to cost them. Yes, granted, there are, I believe, 16 shots online for Atom Unity, 9 of those coming from Giga. Morgan trying to add 1 more to the count. It is only 4 shots from Ambys, and they've scored 3, but it's not gonna be enough as Giga gets his 10th shot and his 4th goal, and what a performance from him to give the victory to Atom Unity here in game 3.
In the end, Atom Unity locked it in to secure it, even though they got a little finicky there at the end, almost dropped it. But Giga getting past that defense, and just Jesse's couldn't lock it down. And I mean, a big scoring game. 10 shots out of Giga, 4 goals. Offensive powerhouse, doubling the score of his teammates. That is absolutely crazy.
You can see the supporters for Atom Unity in chat. Erpote and Hopol Crack, they're really going at it. They know that the win is within reach, but Ambys team is also cheering. You've got those axolotls, beautiful cheering emojis. It's almost a battle of axolotls versus dinosaurs right now. Dino Dance, it has to be said, I think is a superior emote. No disrespect to Ambys, but you know, no mods, no bans, we dino, we dance is just legendary. And speaking of legendary, we've already had 2 games right here, game 1 and game 3, that were amazing. 10 goals total in game 1, 7 goals total with 10 shots by Giga in game number 3. This is everything that we could have asked for in the grand finals and more. As we go into game 4, it could be series and tournament and championship point, whatever you want to call it, for Atom Unity if they're able to claim the victory. But Ambys, they were so close to taking series lead themselves. They could even it up very easily here in Utopia Coliseum.
Now Ambys looking to equalize again, but can Atom Unity take us to match point? They're looking for it as Giga finds a beautiful double tap here to kick us off in the first 6 seconds.
And that is just keeping the momentum going perfectly. The Spaniard really making sure to make his compatriots proud. They're cheering for him in the chat, and he can definitely feel that energy flowing. But Shusquete also hails from the same land. Maybe he has something to say about it as Giga gets his 2nd shot of the game already, leading the lobby by a big margin in points, of course. Now that's his 3rd shot. Clearly that X factor, that super striker that we're talking about, every winning team needs to have. It is quite clearly Giga for Atom Unity, but Ambys, they've relied on Dizio in the past. Good Jesse and Shusquete are a good duo as well of their own, and they're gonna get one here. Jesse gets it back, and we are back tied at 1 apiece.
Up top, Morgan gets caught on that post. Can't find a good clear. And Jesse will absolutely punish there, slam it home. Here we go, all tied up here. And both these teams are absolutely locking in and figuring each other out. And are just absolutely like on point right now. And it's going to take some major changes to get any sort of huge advantage. But right now, I think both these teams are just at their peak, performing to their best, and matching them each other toe-to-toe, inch for inch. And just struggle to really get anything major going, any momentum over the other team, as that shot's going to go right on in. Morgan, the intercept.
Oh no! That is not pretty for Ambys. Maybe Shusquete didn't have the boost, and that's why he knew he wasn't going to be able to make it. That's why he didn't go up for it. But Morgan gets a goal, like you said, on the interception from the pass, seemingly out of nowhere. So that's going to be a good advantage for Atom Unity, who barely had to risk anything to get their goal. But now Shusquete wants to redeem himself, trying to go for that hero play on the demo, maybe trying to open it up for his team. But instead, it's going to be Giga, who is going to put it in. 4 shots, 2 goals. This man is on fire and is giving Atom Unity the lead, not just in the game, but also in the series. 3-1 is the score here in Game 3. It could be the score of the series if it ends right here with Atom Unity at match, series, and championship point.
And we cannot count out Morgan with that great pass there. And, I mean, just the connections coming out here from Atom Unity have absolutely just been dominating this game. 3-1 lead right now. And they continue looking here. A dribble down the field. Perhaps pass 1, pass 2, the bump. But Dizio, the last man, able to make the stop there. Now counter opportunity here. Flip reset over to Jesse. Not quite going to make that connection here. And so it's Silus and Giga trying to make this defensive play. But now it's a 2v3. Trying to make the defense stay strong. The pass comes through, but no, blocked away.
Beautiful passing play attempts by Ambys. You can see that they have the idea, the vision is there for what they want to do, but it hasn't quite crystallized just yet. I've noticed Dizio rocking a slightly different preset, so maybe he is feeling that difference in the car. We know how strong Placebo is with these Rocket League players, but you know what? I think their mentals are beyond that point. They are just focused on the game. They have ascended to a plane of gameplay where most of us can't even get near it, and Giga gets demoed for his efforts, but the rest of Atom Unity are still trying to get it here. There's the copy pastas in chat. There are the supporters there. Ambys are going to need some magic here to keep it going as we cross into the last 120 seconds. 2 minutes remaining in game number 4. Sorry.
And Giga once again throwing down with the hat trick here. Unstoppable. All 3 players. And just the defensive touch was not quite there. Off to the far side, past his teammate. And that means that Giga locks in that 4-1 lead here. And oh no, kickoff goal perhaps. Yes, Dizio will immediately take one back off of that kickoff.
There we go. That's exactly what you want to see. Great flick as well, getting it past the defender. That's not an easy shot. You know, sometimes kick-off goals are easy because the net is open and everything, but the defenders do get they get back very fast sometimes, and you still have that part of the skill shot, if you will. But now Jesse, demos 2 could be more on the horizon. Are they going to be able to get one back? No, actually, the ball is flying towards the orange net, and Giga is going to get his 4th goal on 6 shots. The assist from Silas all the way from the back, and the demo play backfires. Ambys are now 3 goals away from overtime here in game 4. It is not looking good for them.
A dangerous third man commit got counterattacked and destroyed. But Dizio once again is like, you know what? I'm going to just get that one right back real quick. Watch me. 1-2. It's right on in. Nobody can stop him. And it's just an absolute shootout once again here in game number 4.
You know what? Some people might say kick-off goal merchant, but as long as those goals go up, I think we're going to be fine. That is, if you are an Ambys player or supporter, if you are an Atom Unity team player or supporter, you don't want to see that happening, but you do want to see your team still in the lead. It is a beautiful sight. Now it's going to have to hold for some 90 seconds. Now counting down as Jesse gets it back, and all of a sudden we are within 1. And guess what? The assist once again from Shuskete. This dynamic duo is destroying Atom Unity. They are still holding on strong. That wall hasn't fallen just yet, but it is very, very close to crumbling.
Beautiful pass there. Now a minute 15 left to score one goal. And that is so much better now for Ambys than the 3-goal deficit they were facing before. But possibly could be opened up once again. No, Dizio stay strong on the defense. A fake out there, and not going to break out just yet, but players just whiffing left and right. Not sure who's going to hit that ball.
Dizio, we were talking about him as a goal scorer in the previous series, but he has been a defensive monster in this one. Jesse right there also cooperating, getting the save for Ambys, who still need 1 goal, and now they're gonna need 2, maybe. No, Jesse gets his 3rd save of the game with 2 in quick succession. Now as the time keeps ticking down, 30 seconds, and control is firmly in the hands of Atom Unity. We haven't gone out of this orange half in quite a bit, but now the shot is going to be there. It's just wide from Dizio, and wasting time is Morgan in the corner as Giga gets there. The ball launched deep into the orange territory. Jesse turns around, not a lot of boost to work with, but maybe that rebound, it was going towards the net. Morgan was forced to make the save, even if the game didn't credit it as such. Dizio now left alone in the midfield. There's a bomb attempt. Silas gets it, but Jesse gets the save. Who's going to be able to get it? The ball drops, but it's still up in the air. Is Jesse able to get there? No, the corner is not good enough. And Atom Unity survive in game 4 and put themselves 3-1 in the series, just 1 game away from winning the tournament, from winning the whole thing.
And what a close game. I mean, Giga once again showing up for Atom Unity, dropping 4 goals here on 8 shots. And Ambys tried to keep up. 2 out of Jesse, 2 out of Dizio. And Xkete trying to set them up with those assists. But at the end of the day, Man, Adam Unity had it locked in, and despite some of the quick responses out of Ambys, it was just not enough to keep up with the offensive power output of Adam Unity.
50% shooting efficiency is a crazy stat line for a Rocket League player at the end of a game. 50% efficiency on 8 shots is out of this world. Giga right now making everyone cheering for Adam Unity so happy. The Spaniards cheering in the chat. They really feel like it's so close. The Spaniards cheering for Ambys, however, aren't having that good of a time. But I think the nation is going to be proud no matter who wins. It is Wasteland here, a map that I haven't seen in a very long time, but I do miss for game 5 instead of Dead Eye Canyon Oasis. It's a beautiful version, it's a beautiful variant. They're using Shallow Shores, I believe, right now, but Wasteland, there's just something magical about this field. We're gonna see if something magical happens here for Ambys as they now have to win 3 games in a row rather, to claim victory here in the redirect number 10 monthly tournament. But Silas is gonna get one, or no, Jesse there continuing his defensive efforts, had 3 crucial saves at the end of the previous game, and it wasn't good enough to give them a victory, but it's good enough to keep it at 0-0 here in game number 5.
Almost finding the shot there. Adam Unity are just peppering the net right now. Offensive pressure a bit relieved now. On the other side, the shot's on target, but blocked away as Ambys can't quite find it. And now it's back the other way. Adam Unity trying to find something on target. It's there. The read, no! Off the crossbar and the post. It's just to the side. Couldn't quite get it locked in there. Now they're trying to lock it in here. Silo's down the field. It's good though to challenge him for it. Off the ceiling. Trying to find a pass center, but no, off to the side. Ambys will keep it locked down. And we pass through the first minute and a half with no goals being scored.
And I'm seeing, we talked a little bit about placebo for these players and how they should be over it, but Dizio has gone back to that red bluster bar Fennec, sort of the opposite preset to what Morgan is using, and there he is, making the epic save on the shot from Giga, still at 0 apiece. I think this is the longest we've gone in this series without a goal, and oh my, am I enjoying this so much. 2 whole minutes without goals. It'll be the case in just 5 seconds. It doesn't seem like anything is going to be found, but maybe Giga and Morgan can combine for a 2. The demo is there, and maybe there could have been another miss. We've seen so many close opportunities in this game. Finally, Morgan is going to put it in, but that was not certain at all.
I was so worried for Morgan that he was just whiffed the shot, but had the flip to just get back to it and tap it in, able to certify that goal. Now Adam Unity are set to take the series and be the champions. Sure, they'll be able to hold on to this lead, but Ambys are no slouches. They're not going to let that rest. But Silu says, yeah, whatever. I'm going to just slot it top right.
No, the chants are getting stronger. Hashtag Unity Soul in Twitch chat is booming. Silas doubling up the advantage, like you said, not gonna be denied. Beautiful shot placement. We're 12 seconds away from the halfway point here in game 5, and Shusquete now has the opportunity, but is gonna be denied by Giga. Spaniard against Spaniard. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It feels like the theme of the series, and now Morgan, the Frenchman. Neighboring countries get neighboring goals, and they're gonna claim the 3-0 lead in the series, putting it a tiny bit further away from Ambys, and that might be what does it.
The on-target doink, ridiculous shot there. As we get to the last half, the back half of this game, it's a 3-0 lead. Busquets tries to dribble, almost gets it around here, but luckily there's a save coming through. Breakaway play perhaps here for Adam Unity, and Ambys though is just struggling to get anything together on the defensive side. He's gonna double that one in. How did he find the angle?
Oh, that is just dirty double tap. Silas really stepping up here in game 5. I firmly believe these players have the stream open on the side and are listening to it, because he must have heard we were just praising Giga, which, to be fair, that praise was well deserved. But he said, hey, I also want to be mentioned on stream, and now he's taking over the lobby here in game 5. It has been all Silas, although Morgan also has 2 goals to his name, and Giga now climbing up to the top of the scoreboard, because of course he is. No goals, 3 assists, 3 saves, 1 shot. It is incredible here for Atom Unity. They have 4 goals to their name, and with 1 minute and less than 45 seconds remaining, this could be it. 100 left here for Ambys to find something. They have to find a goal every 25 seconds on average if they want to have a chance to take it into game 6 and then game 7. But the team bumps are coming through. It seems like communication is breaking down. Dizio gets denied by Morgan. Jesse gets denied by Giga. Nothing going right for the side of Ambys, though they are able to keep the pressure here on the blue half.
Just something to go, and there it is. Jesse puts them on the board. That's what you need to see. It's just something, some pressure, some activation of the offense. And now 3 goals in a minute 10. It's possible, but oh my gosh, darn it. Atom Unity is not going to make it easy by any sense of the word.
Atom Unity is not going to make it easy at all, and there was a fake right there. Jizu went up flying. 1 minute remaining, says the announcer. And Atom Unity, they can feel the victory so much closer. And the demos are just inching it little by little. But Jesse and Shiskete, once again the dynamic duo, are not going to give up.
Good connection there. Jesse spots it downfield and slots it in. And they are on target to bring it back. Now just 2 more goals in 50 seconds. Much more doable. Staying on top of this game. And they have been absolutely activating that offense. Now, that was the flip reset. Morgan trying for the follow-up. Just got to able to block that shot by Giga. And now they got to break away here. Ambys Yuskete can't find it here. Morgan through the air, just trying to waste some time with the last 30 seconds. This might be open if they can beat the last man. No, their last man gets beat. It's off the backboard. Yuskete puts it in. They're within 1.
There is still a chance, and it's a very real one. What a dunk by Shiskete, and is able to withstand the pressure. Keeps it in off the backboard. It is so close. It is neck and neck. All the fan bases are cheering in the chat. There's a fake kickoff by the side of Atom Unity, but it's not good enough. They do maintain some control of the ball, but now 15 seconds and counting down. Ambys, they might have something going on for them here, but Silas gets a demo onto Dizio. Are they going to be able to do it? Maybe there's something going here. Morgan is going to go for the fake flick as the ball is going to drop into the net of Ambys, and Atom Unity have claimed victory in Redirect Monthly number 10. April is the month of Spain, and that is going to be the victory for Atom Unity. GG's all around.
Bringing it through. Absolute shootout of a game 1. Some ridiculously close games, and then another shootout, and then this one also a shootout. Man, a high-flying series, but at the end of the day, Atom Unity putting down so many goals, being that offensive powerhouse that Ambys just could not keep up with.
Yeah, it was just a bit too much for them to deal with. They were just that tiny step further away that separates great players from champions, and in this case, it was Atom Unity that had what it took to reign supreme, coming almost out of nowhere. You know, the 3rd seed overall in the tournament, but with good looks all around. They took down, theoretically, the best team in the tournament, RoundsGG, in 5 games, and they showcased in the finals with a 4-1 victory exactly why that happened. They were able to brush off a first game in which they conceded 6 goals to bring it back 2-0, 4-3, 5-4, 5-3. in the road to victory. And what a road that was.
And oh, so many clips, ridiculously good gameplay, great teamwork. And that is what will get you the victory and your 70 pounds as first place. 30, of course, going over to Ambys as the second place team. And oh my goodness, what a beautiful, wonderful tournament. So a huge thanks and shout out to all the players who showed up today. Just absolutely putting it all on the line, playing their hearts out. And just thank you so much. Thank you to the audience for coming and cheering on your teams, showing up for the stream, and just being amazing supporters and fans. We really appreciate it. We love to see it. Huge thank you to Hazza in the back for putting on all the production and for putting on the tournaments. He is absolutely the GOAT, and it's an absolute blast casting with the alligator. Any final thoughts as we close on out?
Well, you said what I had in mind. I just wanted to thank everyone who made this possible. Just gonna get that one last minute plug. Make sure to follow us on social media. Make sure to follow Redirect Esports on social media for all the updates. !Battlefy in Twitch chat right before we leave if you want all the information on where you can sign up for the next tournament. It was Atom Unity that broke the dominance from Brave Esports, formerly Tyrone. There was no four-peat. They are the new champions, and they might keep it going in the next tournament, but who knows? You could be the one to deny the back-to-back, but that can only happen if you sign up for the tournament. So make sure you do !Battlefy for all that information. And Zektek, thank you so much for casting with me. It has been an absolute pleasure, hasn't it?
An absolute pleasure. Can't wait to do it again next month, so please come back next month. Tune on in as a player or as a viewer. We cannot wait for it. And have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, or morning, wherever you may be. We'll see you next time.
Can you feel it? The fire in your soul, leaping at the chance for love. Can you feel it? Haunting your senses, letting all your feelings go. But I can feel